Hi guys, welcome. Danny here from the Magic Junk Drawer. And one of my friends pointed out that I always look like I'm naked in all these videos. Now I actually have clothes on. Although it's hot in here. Anyway, so I thought of another AMP story, especially this character. She was so funny. So I believe it was the summer before we went into bankruptcy. So we went into bankruptcy in 2015. It was the summer before. And our store manager was going to be out having knee surgery. So he was going to be out for some time. So they were sending us a co-manager from another store to fill in while he was gone, because aside from our store manager, we had the assistant manager who was full-time, but our part-time manager that worked at night, he was part-time. So we needed someone else. So we found out in advance that her name was Teresa, but immediately we named her Tess. We just named her Tess. I don't know why, but we did. And it was one of those situations, if you ever met somebody, either it was at work or at a family gathering or whatever, and you meet this person and they just fit in like they've been there for 25 years, that was Tess. Like, she just came in and she just fit right in. So I have a couple of funny stories about Tess. She was young. She wasn't old, but I think she got married very young, and she had kids that were like pretty well grown, like in their early 20s, I think. But she was young. And there was one time that the receiver's chair back in the back room, I don't know if it was missing a wheel or there was something wrong with the wheel. But people were aware of it. So they were always careful if they ever sat down. But because she was new there, she wasn't aware of it. And she almost went flying off of it several times. So one time, the nighttime assistant manager went back there and he said that she had the chair upside down and she had a cigarette hanging out of her mouth and she had duct tape and she was duct taping the chair, and she was like a mad woman fixing this chair. And the assistant manager was like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm tired of fucking falling off this chair." But with the cigarette hanging out of her mouth, hilarious. Okay, so then the next story was, we had across the street from us some kind of mental health place. I don't know exactly what it was, but sometimes we'd have people in our complex or in our store that were either on something or going there for assistance, and sometimes we would have people that were really drunk. I don't know if they went there for meetings. I'm not really sure what the place was about, and it wasn't there for that long before we closed. So she got to work one day, and outside on the bench were, like in broad daylight, drunk women. And one woman was like passed out and had peed all over the bench. So she had gotten the hose, was hosing off the bench and hosing the bench off with bleach, and the bleach had splattered and it had bleached her pants. And she was wearing those, you had to wear those manager pants that were like Dockers. They're totally unattractive, like a khaki-ish tan color, and they're not attractive to begin with. And then she had all these bleach spots all over them. And she was like, and once again, assistant manager's coming in because it's in the afternoon. He's going to start his shift. And he's like, "Tess, what are you doing?" She's like, "I'm hosing off the bench. Some drunk pissed on it. I feel like I work in a fucking barn." And her pants are all covered in bleach. So the last story, that is probably one of the funniest. There was a nighttime guy who worked there, like later in the day his shift started, like I don't know if it was 2 to 10 or 3 to 11, something like that. And he would stock the shelves. And she was his type. And she was divorced. And he just loved her. And he goes over to her one day and he says, I can see a woman like you in my life. And she said, and then he says, can't you see a man like me in your life? And she says to him, listen, I don't want to see anybody in my life. And she told us this story, and she had us crying. She's like, I told him, listen, I just don't want to see anyone in my life, okay? I'm very happy alone. She just was so funny, and we were so upset when she had to leave because she was one of those people, boy. She just fit right in. It was like she had been there the whole time. Yeah, we really missed her when she had to go. I don't know. I guess like it being summertime and people being drunk kind of brought that up, and it reminded me of that story. Anyway, as always, if you like what we're doing here at the Magic Junk Drawer, don't forget to like and subscribe, share us with your friends, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.